There you go.
All right.
Now,
is that working now?
Now you guys hear us?
Test, test, test. Now it's hooked up to the scene.
Too loud.
All right, perfect. It's on you, Titus. Later.
Bingo.
All right, everyone say thanks, Titus, for the IT support.
We woke him up.
The first call was on hung up right away, so he was for sure on Do Not Disturb, so I'm for sure woke Titus up right there.
That's right.
What's going on, everyone? Sorry for the technical difficulties. We can blame Titus and Andrew for that.
Now it's a happy Friday morning.
Now it's a happy Friday morning.
Yo.
Is it too loud? Is everything good?
You're too loud. No. You're yelling at me right now.
Yeah, I think you're the same volume as me.
Tone it down a little bit.
Look at how I lowered the mic volume pretty heavy.
I can actually feel your voice bouncing off of me.
Yeah, I'm got a powerful voice.
Unreal. You guys have to listen to this during breaks.
Yeah, it's like the best thing ever.
Good grief. Roll call. Who's hanging out with us this morning? I see Al. I see Willie.
Jake is here. Phil is here. What up, Phil?
See, you know some of these guys by their uncommon usernames, and I don't.
Yeah, exactly. I've had to study some of these.
Right?
Brad Newton, that's probably.
Yeah, Brad Newton is an easy one. I am a nooblet. See, I don't know who that is.
That's Mr. Andrew Bradshaw.
Oh, okay. See, I have no idea.
Willie Deutsch in the house. Now, Brad, you can only hear it. I mean, you got to blame Ryan on that for not putting good enough soundproofing in between the walls. That's not my fault.
Loud. It's called loud and obnoxious.
Loud and proud.
That's what it's called.
BD Sora Pop. Brian, I got your credits loaded in. Everyone wants to know your secret on how you got number one, the fastest uncommon user in the West.
Seriously, we put you guys to the test today, like with the one spotter. With a one-spot checkout, and you got to be flying to claim one spot.
Yeah, 100%. What's up, Eric? We got some people live on Facebook, too. Let me open up the Facebook group so we can see that chat as well. 40G, fiber, whatever increased data connection there is. There we go.
All right, we got Chris and Chuck.
What's up, Chelsea? Christian in the house. What up, Christian?
Yeah, you're still yelling.
I was just saying, what's up?
Oh, man. I can't do this anymore. I quit. I quit.
All right, I'll start whispering.
Let's be less excited.
All right.
Can we let's have a nice, quiet monotone.
Yeah, I had to wake up early for this. I should be tired.
Do you need, like...
No, I'm going to go home and take a nap after this.
Oh, my gosh. We got Pokemon Trade Night tonight.
That's true. No, I'll be here breaking. We got Phoenix football and Donruss basketball tonight.
Phoenix football. All right. Yep. And then Pokemon Trade Night tonight.
Yep. You guys will be hanging out there.
We'll be hanging out with a shop full of kids.
It's going to be a lot of people, yeah. This is our second Pokemon Trade Night, right? Or Pokemon Kids Night.
Yeah.
And the first one, the store was overflowing.
Yeah, we had so much...
I'm not fired, Al. I'm not fired.
He's fired. We had so many kids, they were like sitting on the floor all over the place.
Something wrong? You gonna have to dip?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I have Geek Squad at my house right now, installing a TV, and Laura's like, yeah, something doesn't work.
Wrong part? Did you buy the wrong part? When you're setting up remote locations, why are you setting up remote locations you send Emil 248? What are you talking about? What remote locations have they set me up at? I don't know what you're talking about. Brad says call Titus.
I should.
That's Geek Squad 2.0. He's already on payroll too. You don't have to pay him extra for that. What's up, Ray Tenny? Ray, I've got a bone to pick with you. I saw you changed your name.
Give me like 5 minutes.
All right,
I had to talk to this Geek Squad guy. The garbage is in my way.
Just move that on there. You want to push this green screen back for me?
Uh-huh.
Can you push the green screen back on your end?
Back?
Or like forward, you just bumped it back.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, there we got it. All right, guys, now the fun can start. Who else is here with us? Happy Q&A Friday. Happy Q&A Friday. I won't get into too many of the questions right away here while Ryan's stepping out, but we can hang out and chat about some more basic level stuff, some stuff more on my pay grade, you know what I mean? What's up, Car Joe? Brian, you showed up at the shop last Friday? Dad fail. You should let me know. I might have, last Friday, we might have been in Los Angeles for the Upper Deck Conference. I don't know, because I don't think we were here or not. So we might have been, or actually that day we were traveling back. We were traveling back from Los Angeles. Ryan and I were out there for 3 or 4 days at the Upper Deck Diamond Dealer Conference, which was pretty fun. Interesting to see. They have some fun stuff coming. I don't know how much I'm actually allowed to divulge, but if you're a golf fan, Upper Deck is doing some really, really sweet stuff with golf coming up here this year. So stay tuned for that. Got to see some of the secrets on some of the upcoming hockey products this year, especially with a specific young Blackhawks rookie named Connor Bedard. But yeah, some fun stuff there at the Upper Deck Conference. Kevin, what do you mean? I pulled you all the big cards that you have in your collection. I don't know what you're talking about. Chris, I wish I had real secrets to dish out. I don't know if I have any. I think all those are kept secret from me for a reason. I don't know if Ryan trusts me enough. I don't know if Ryan and Tom trust me enough for secrets. So that's I don't get to know much. Awesome, right on, Brian. Well, thanks for stopping in. Nags hit notes. I saw that. I was just going through some of the breaks, just trying to see what Andrew was hitting last night. Otani Chroming got a Stadium Club. Stadium Club's been really good. Stadium Club has been really good. That's kind of awesome, Jake. Brower says, "When will I get booted if you change your username to Team?" Eric, yeah, that one might be a little too much. We'll have to hold off on that one. The Rangers might be a little bit cheaper than they've been. They haven't been too crazy lately. They haven't been too bad lately. What's up, Christian? Made the jump over to Uncommon. What other questions do we have? I saw a couple. Guy Phillips says, "Is there a way to show when breaks are shipped in our accounts? I missed so many I lose track." So that is something, guys, that we are working on from an Uncommon standpoint. And I'll let Ryan go into, again, more stuff on the Uncommon side with different features and builds that we have coming up. It's not going to be anytime soon. We have a couple things that we're working on first, such as Blue Diamond Rewards and getting those actually enacted on top of a few other things. But the goal is to have sort of like the Domino's pizza delivery app where you have that timer or whatever that says in the oven, getting packaged, out for delivery, and then finished. That's the goal, to have something like that similar for Uncommon, where you can just go into your Uncommon account, your break will be tied to a specific, and I don't know, it probably won't be that detailed at first, but having more specific and more accurate tracking. You should still get tracking emails sent to your email every single time a label is created. So you get that already, but we do want to increase that and have that be a little bit better. Yeah, I mean that whole pizza tracker is a ways down the road, but it is something that we are working on and want to have connected. Now, Jake, no PowerPoint on this one. No PowerPoint on this one. This is just straight Q&A. This is just straight Q&A. We are not buying Aristides Aquino cards for $10 a piece. Nope, sorry, Prophet. Sorry, Prophet. Chris, this won't be saved in the app. Maybe we can leave it up for a while. We can probably leave it up for a while, but it is on YouTube and YouTube and Facebook as well. So if you miss anything, you can pop back in and watch this later. This will be saved. Yep, this will be saved. Al, because we have certain users like Crosscheck, and actually, you know what? It's probably I'm gonna tell you, it's just because of you. All your short jokes made me want to make the break chat disappear, so that I don't get made fun of in the future replays. You know what I mean? Brad, I'll save that one for when Ryan's back in terms of talking about manufacturers and Panini and Upper Deck. So hang on to that one for me and make sure you ask that again when he gets back. My TPS report. I don't even know what that is, Far Joe. I've got no idea. I got no idea. We haven't thought about offering Blue Diamond almonds for Blue Diamond rewards points. No, that might be one I write down. That might be one I write down on the on the to-do list. Oh my goodness, come on. You guys are hitting me with movie quotes already. It's 9:30 in the morning here. You guys are hitting me with movie quotes. Come on, you should know better than that. You should know better than that. That's terrible. Yeah, there's no way. Office Space. I've never even heard of that movie, guys. I've never even heard of that movie. When was all right? So here's the question: When was that movie? When was that movie made? All right, what'd you say, Eric? Can a link to the break we sign up for get emailed to us? Because going back to watch one you missed can be a bear. It shouldn't be a bear at all. It should be very, very simple. All you got to do is go into your Uncommon account. If you go to your purchase history and then you go find each specific break, when you click on that break that you purchased that it has in your order history already, that links you to the specific event in Uncommon. So then you can just play the video right from there because it has the replay still in there. You won't have the chat, but you have the video right there. So everything for that is all good and Uncommon. So you're all set with that. That one's an easy one. I should be in the nice chair. Do I need to take this over now that Ryan dipped out on us? This one's is much comfier. It is much comfier than the folding chair, I gotta admit. Oh man, see, Ryan left and messed up all our green screen action. All right, there, we're good there. We're good there. At 1999, all right, so I was 2 years old. Let's keep that in mind. I was 2 years old when Office Space came out, so I have not seen that movie, no. Yeah, never even heard of it. Now that I'm married. Not married, however, I did find out my girlfriend Jenna is the biggest nerd in the world and is the biggest Harry Potter fan ever. Like, can quote every single movie type of Harry Potter fan. So we just watched last night number 6, which I think is the Half-Blood Prince, if I remember correctly. So we've got 2 more left to get through the entire series. So I have seen that movie series before, but it was a while ago. So I remember parts of it. Towards the end, I don't remember much. But so I'm getting some movie knowledge back. I like Harry Potter. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. No adult beverages. No adult beverages for me. Let's see. Negative 10 years. I was not negative 10 years old then. A weekly Blue Diamond Points top 50 standings. Kind of an interesting idea. I don't mind that one. I am taller, Al. I went from the cheap folding chair up to the big dog chair, the throne. No, I do own a TV. Goblet of Fire is the best one. That's the one right before Half-Blood Prince, right? The one where they're in the tournament and stuff? I don't know. I actually haven't looked at any lists for Blue Diamonds in terms of who's on top yet. And I'll probably let Ryan talk more about that since he's been dealing more directly with our development team on that. But again, for those of you that haven't necessarily heard us talk about Blue Diamond Rewards as much, I know it's been a little bit of a long time coming, and will be a little bit more of a long time coming with in regards to when you guys are actually able to use them. However, we're forced, we're faced with the option. I think we launched in December, middle of December, something like that, maybe earlier. I forget the exact date, but our development team came to us and said we can enact Blue Diamond rewards right now for every single purchase going forward, and not have the points be actually spendable yet, or we can just wait and do it all at once when that full program is actually ready. So there's an entirely different development side, from what I understand, to the collecting of the points, and then to the actually being able to spend the points. They have to make different break events, and they have to figure out our payment processing, all that, where it's not actually tied to a payment, but it's tied to the rewards points. So they gave us the option to do either. And so the reason that we've been able to have you guys collect rewards points, collect blue diamonds, but not actually do anything with them yet, is because we figured it would be best if we loaded you guys up with blue diamond points when we are ready to launch the official drops, if that makes sense. So hopefully you guys are appreciating that you're able to collect and rack up all those points, and everyone will have a bunch racked up by the time that we go live. It is just going to be a little bit more of a process to where we can get those live. I would for sure be Gryffindor house. We're back to Harry Potter. I would for sure go Gryffindor. I think I'm too nice for Slytherin. And then I don't know what the other two necessarily entail, so Hugglepuff and whatever the other one is. Josh, appreciate you, man. This will be available for replay, so you can pop back on the replay side of it. You can pop back on the replay side of it. A Scorpio? I don't even know what I was born in September, so what's I think I'm a Virgo then? Is that my astrology sign? I don't know if that's good or bad. Guy, unfortunately not. Unfortunately, we weren't able, and I'm not sure how that all worked exactly. But, the other problem, too, is we were live on Facebook from, 2016 to 2022. So then we would have had to deal with, okay, at what point, I don't even know if we were able to. I don't think we were able to with how everything was set up. But then you have to go back into non-uncommon breaks on Facebook, because we've had plenty of collectors from way back then that are still on uncommon now. Then it's, okay, your purchases from this date aren't qualified, but the next day they are. So we just wanted to give it a hard launch date of, okay, points can start getting accrued now, and then go from there. Hagel, in terms of Blue Diamond breaks, we have a bunch of stuff planned. I'm not sure exactly. We'll talk to Ryan about that one. We can do a lot with it. I'll just say that. We can do a lot with it, from special stuff to potential giveaways to, potentially special Blue Diamond only breaks. I'm not sure exactly what since we are a little bit out, we're still kind of in the planning process with all of that. But there's a lot of stuff maybe I can't divulge with that. Just know the Blue Diamond reward points, the program is gonna be pretty legit. It's gonna be pretty legit. Well. Oh man, how many Brians do we have? How many Brians do we have in here? Is that a good thing? If I look like a Hufflepuff? Yeah, that was the other part with it, right? Like I said, we wanted to get it launched as early as possible, so we could have. Oh man! All right, guys, fun's over.
They're still sorting it out on my TV.
What happened?
So how about this? Geek Squad told me exactly what to install in the wall.
Yep.
I'm just gonna come in here. These guys can hear my Geek Squad drama. Geek Squad told me exactly what to install on the wall. They actually came out, did an in-home consultation.
Okay.
And then they get in there today and are like, oh, this is wrong.
That's funny.
It's like, are you kidding me right now? So you're hammering out some FAQs?
Yeah, we're just talking about some Blue Diamond rewards.
Oh, yeah.
So I told him I'm probably not the. I said I get fired if I indulge too much on it.
Yeah, I mean, basically with Blue Diamond, was it about when can we use our diamonds?
A little bit, and I told him we're a little bit out from that. And then what, you know,
Yeah.
someone was asking, like, are there going to be Blue Diamond breaks? And what kind of benefits are there going to be?
Ultimately, we have to write all this software ourselves. So the reason we rolled out the earning of Blue Diamond rewards first is because that was the simplest thing to do the software on.
Right.
Also, and the fact that we wanted you guys to get a jump start on actually earning these. Like, why delay you guys earning rewards just because it's taking us a longer time to figure out how to redeem them, right? Ultimately, what we are in the process of doing now is writing the software for a payment processor. So, you know, we actually have to write our own payment processor software.
So that one takes a lot longer
to
of time.
Process, to be able to use those Blue Diamonds that are accumulating in the database on everybody's account as currency.
Yep.
Right? So right now we're in the process of building that software. It's probably a 3-month build.
Okay.
So we're probably a 3-month build on writing the software for the actual payment processor side. At that point, then we'll be able to do you'll be able to start using your rewards. And the way we're designing this is to be doing exclusive drops. So we'll be able to drop specific events, just like we drop a break today, that are Blue Diamonds only. And that could be a break that's Blue Diamonds exclusive.
A giveaway.
It could be
product.
merchandise. It could be apparel. It could be products. You know, boxes. You know, any kind of branded merchandise. It could be a lot of different things. You know, that
signed Team Emil card stand.
Yeah, we'll have the ultimate luxury to drop kind of anything that we want for them to.
No, did you hear Ryan's writing the code himself? There's no Geek Squad involved in that one.
Not Geek Squad. That's Geek Squad's the ones messing up my TV right now. See.
Oh, that's funny. They want to do a Blue Diamond Top 50 report weekly to see who's at the top of the leaderboards.
Right? I'm gonna step out real quick. Give me 5 more minutes and I'll be back.
But yeah, Brian,
Let's dig into some more.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's something that we could do. Like, you know, come to the National with us, or you know, come hang out, like something like that. Is definitely all stuff that we've talked about doing. Come hang out on the Shark Attack, right, Matt? What else do you guys have for me? What else do we have? So that kind of covers Blue Diamonds, but we are excited to get that launched. Like Ryan said, I think he said 3 months or so. 25. It's the Michael Scott, the little TV in the corner. That's what they're installing. That is another thing that has been in the pipeline of uncommon improvements and updates is a more diverse chat with GIFs and likes and reactions and comments and tagging. We kind of have some fun stuff planned with that in the process of building out more in-depth collector profiles where, you know, hopefully the end game of that is direct messaging to not only us, but to other collectors on the app, or, you know, then that goes from into trading and into buying and selling, like all that sort of stuff is definitely in the early stages, since that's a big build, but something that we want to do. Anything special planned for Series 1? Series 1 baseball, we are, so first, if you're local, we will definitely have a big in-store event going.
We're working on some special guests coming in, some without ruining too many surprises, some social media influencer type guests that are going to really help us in marketing and kind of do some collaboration stuff with. So we've been working on that for our in-store events as well as breaks. We'll be doing some giveaways. We'll have some fun stuff with that. And obviously we will be going to actually just are placing our pre-orders for Series 1 now. So we'll have plenty of it, and I'm pumped for Series 1. It's going to be sweet. I haven't heard of anything that Topps specifically is doing in terms of like a million card rip party that they've done in the past or stuff like that. That might be coming out hopefully within the next week or so if they are doing anything, but we don't necessarily need them to do anything. We can do our own thing on Uncommon, but we'll be going hard. Series 1 looks legit. Series 1 looks amazing. I don't know what you guys think of. Can you guys think what you guys think of the design? I think this design is probably one of the better ones that I've seen. And then they crushed the Independence Day parallels are back and better than ever. Independence Day looks good. They did like that full photo variation. That looks amazing. It kind of has like a Stadium Club-esque look to it. The team color, like the team logo variation short prints, golden mirrors are back. Obviously you get into like the product itself just looks amazing, and then you get into the players and the actual checklist. I mean, headlined by Ellie Dominguez and Evan Carter. Really can't go wrong with that. Then it goes deep too. You got guys like Luis Matos, Ronnie Mauricio, Zach Geloff, I believe, Christian Encarnacion Strand, and so on and so on. Like, it's a really, really nice rookie checklist. Some of those guys that got their first taste of MLB action last year. We're pumped. We're pumped for Series 1. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Someone asked, I think it was Brian, I'm scrolling up here, asked about notifications on the app, and that is something that we're working on as well. I don't know a timeline on that, but notifications were supposed to be a thing from the start, but we had some issues with Apple specifically. I think Android notifications, if you have an Android and are getting notifications on the app, let me know. I think some of them are working. It's just kind of spotty. This is another good opportunity to say, guys, make sure you have the Uncommon app downloaded from the App Store. So the actual app, I know we had that shortcut from way before, so even if you have the icon in, that's not going to be the full experience. Go into the App Store if you're on Apple, or the Google Play Store on Android, and search the Uncommon app and get the actual app downloaded. For all the new features that we roll out, and just for better experience overall, just a lot more seamless, you have to have the actual downloaded app on your phone. So make sure you go do that. Back to Series 1. We haven't built it out yet. I was actually just going to start playing with like pick your team and stuff like that. But I don't think there's any reason why we wouldn't do a Series 1 pick your player. Do you guys like in the pick your player formats? Is that something we should keep doing with every release? Series 1 would probably be a tough one because there are a lot of players. But that just, I mean, honestly, we can just go all rookies and then give some of those, you know, all those base spots into the unassigned spots. But yeah, I think we'll for sure be doing you guys all like it? Yeah, I think we'll for sure be doing some Series 1 pick your players then. 100%. We'll for sure get on that. You got to be rookie subjects, auto subjects. I mean, a guy like Caminero, I don't think will raise the price of the Rays too much. There'll definitely be a top chase because of him, but Curtis Mead is a great prospect as well. With him being auto only, it hurt. I mean, I guess they will still be one of the top teams because he's one of the bigger chases. But yeah, we'll for sure be doing pick your players then. Andy Bishop Skunk Show, we just went all over Blue Diamond Rewards. I'm not going to go over it again, but if you watch the replay, then you can catch all the info on that. Long story short, we're about 3 months out from Blue Diamond Rewards being fully fully functional. So stay tuned for that. But we went over for a while there on everything on Blue Diamond, so you can just catch the replay and go from that. And if you have any questions, I mean, if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to send me a message. Feel free to send me a message on Facebook or shoot me an email, and we can go from there. Always happy to help. Always happy to help. All right. What's next? Sorry if I'm missing question, guys. Chat's going fast. So I'm going to try to catch them. If I don't get to one of your questions, feel free to pop down and ask it again. Feel free to pop down and ask that again. Let's see. All right, so Xavier, send in a handful of quick turnaround. Haven't heard back yet. Was just curious how to check status. There's no like specific status check on those. PSA has been really good with hitting their allotted times. If you ever have any questions, you can feel free to email the shop. I think the email is on the PSA website, or you can always send me a PM directly and I can check in on it. There's no way to get live information from PSA directly to you, but I do know that PSA has been really quick with or has been really good lately with hitting their allotted times. Remember, if it says 5 business days, that's for grading specifically. You still got shipping there, you've got the grading process, doesn't include weekends, you've got shipping back, you've got shipping out to you, so on and so forth. So just because it says 5 business days on like one of those higher end ones, it's still gonna be a couple weeks, right? No, it's not an exclusive arrangement with PSA, but we finally were able to get exclusive, or not exclusive, but PSA certified dealer status. Certified, so we are a certified submission center for PSA. Right? You good?
They don't use the word certified. Come on.
Oh, certified. I'm thinking upper deck.
You're thinking upper deck.
I'm thinking upper deck.
Authorized.
Authorized.
I'm not getting authorized dealer. PSA authorized dealer sales.
Correct.
And I'm not getting a TV today.
Just like that. There's some questions on the size of the TV.
85 inches.
Ooh. Could be a cool one.
85 inches.
What's the size of the TV right now on the wall?
0. And so it's one of the, have you seen the frame, Samsung frame TV? So it literally mounts flat on the wall. There's no like bracket that has it like 2 inches from the wall.
Okay.
Like most TV, like it mounts flat because when it's off, it's like you can put different art and stuff like that on it. I got the wife who's an artist, so
she wants the paintings up there.
It needs to be a painting when we're not watching TV.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it's so apparently now, because like Samsung doesn't clearly, make it so that the mounting hardware lines up with 16-inch stud placements, which is pretty standard.
Wow.
So now I have to go open the walls back up and put backer board in so that we can mount the TV.
Call Titus. Call Titus. That's funny. Brad asked, we're talking about PSA a little bit, as you heard, obviously. PSA sub specials or discounts like for Series 1 or new release. I don't know if you missed it with a break. I forget what break it was a couple weeks ago. I think it was a draft break. We did our own, I remember we did like the SGC, but that was an SGC special. So we will be participating in any specials that PSA passes down to authorized dealers. But for something like that, we did our own like free grading giveaway on cards numbered 25 or less. So we definitely have the option to add that as incentives to breaks or, to products or stuff like that.
Right.
And then they're asking so like legit thoughts on tag as a grader for the future, like any other collaborations with grading services.
So I'm jaded. But the reality is I collected in the 80s, the last time the market was super, super hot.
Mm-hmm.
and there were a billion grading companies that came out of the woodworks, and none of their slabs are worth anything. At the end of the day, grading is grading for PC is one thing. Pick whoever you want if you're grading for PC. If you are grading for resale, it doesn't matter how good these other grading companies are. They have an immense mountain to climb
For sure.
from a collector, just
a hobby, just
a collector acceptance standpoint to where they're going to sell for what a PSA 10
right.
sells for. And you can like or dislike PSA and how they do things and how they upcharge for more valuable cards. You can like or dislike all of those policies, but at the end of the day, it's still a market where PSA 10 outsells almost everything, if not everything.
Right.
And so, there's a handful of new ones. There's like, I see Tag, I see C3, Arena Club is doing their own grading.
FCG, they're still
yeah,
HGA is still around.
HGA
That's
is
your
still
favorite.
around. Yeah, my favorite. I love when you lie about your technology to your customers. But none of them come close. No matter how much people want to use one instance of a card selling for as much, like, it's just not the case. Right. So, we've used SGC. I think SGC is respectable. They've earned it in the market.
They've done a great job increasing their market stand.
They've done a good job. They're still not selling for PSA.
Right.
BGS has really fallen off.
Right.
BGS did not use COVID positively. PSA and SGC responded and managed their businesses well in the face of craziness.
Yeah.
BGS put their head in the sand and basically said, tough, sorry.
You get your cards back.
They actually told us, like, we don't need, this is word verbatim, we don't need your business. We're busy enough. So, we don't want to hear your complaints about turnaround time because we don't need your business. That's what Beckett told us as a company. So
we're not a Beckett authorized dealer for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a big fall from grace. I know they still have some clout in the Bowman world with the min grades or the subgrades and stuff like that. But yeah, PSA 10 is still king for sure.
Yep. And it has nothing to do with whether or not I like these other grading companies. Like, I think it's awesome if somebody can come in and inject technology that actually works, that's real technology. Like, don't
HGS.
Don't call it AI. Don't call it AI when it's not actual machine learning, artificial intelligence. Like, let's be honest. If you have a system that just uses an image capture to measure borders, that's not AI.
Right.
Like, sure, maybe it's an automated, computer-based, measurement, but it's not AI. So I think, maybe somebody figures out AI. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm all for it. I'm all for competition. But at the end of the day, collectors are going to have to accept it before I, as a dealer, like, I'm not going to take a stand as a dealer and say, that's it, I'm all in on Tag, and I'm going to stake my business on them at the end of the day, right? Like, I'm going to provide the service that collectors demand. And right now, collectors demand PSA. So that's why we chose PSA.
Brad's been dying to hear about thoughts on Panini and football and licenses and Topps Chrome football potentially and all that.
Yeah, so
I said that one's way above my pay grade.
I do not expect Fanatics to make a non-licensed football or basketball product, first of all.
A
So-
non-licensed?
Correct.
Okay.
I don't expect them to make a non-licensed NFL product,
Right.
right? They don't get the licenses until 2026.
Yeah, we saw him try that with finest basketball
With
last year.
basketball. Yeah, but that was before, that was more than last year.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
whatever it
that was before they secured the NBA license,
right.
right?
Yeah.
So that was like, hey, we don't even have a license. What if we did basketball,
Yeah.
right? Now that the license is on the horizon
Yep.
and it's imminent, I don't see them actually doing a non-licensed product in the meantime.
Right.
I think that's what they're going to use university for.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I really think they're going to use university to bridge the gap between them and to get them started making football and basketball products,
Yep.
and to bridge the gap before they get the licenses in 2026 or until they do some either a deal with Panini or where NFL and NBA says we're not going to kill Panini yet, but you can start early. Like, I mean, there's a lot of possible scenarios that and NFL could say, hey, you know, they already told Panini that they're in violation, right? And,
Yeah.
But there's nothing that says the NFL can't just give an early go ahead
Right.
to Fanatics.
Right.
So it could be.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean,
It
there's
could
so
be
many
any
questions
time.
with that.
It literally could be any time in the next 2 years.
Yep. Yep.
So we'll see.
Yeah, and on that same note, if you guys have not paid attention to what Tops and Fanatics have done with university and collegiate cards this year specifically, they are the best
Great.
collegiate products I think that we've ever seen.
For sure.
And resale on them has almost out of nowhere just skyrocketed.
Right.
And I don't know if it was because of the Bowman moniker, like having first Bowmans on these guys and stuff like that, but even like Caitlin Clark's second Bowman autos, like out of Bowman Chrome that just released a week or two ago, are selling insane.
Well, her first Bowman
The Super just did 90 or whatever.
No, it did 20.
No, it didn't finish. It finished last night.
Really?
Yes, it fit. Everyone.
There's
yeah.
no way it didn't. I saw it reported as like selling for 21, but
No, I screenshotted it because I sent it to Jenna.
there's no way. 90?
78K.
Holy smokes.
Caitlin Clark, first Bowman Superfractor auto, $78,000.
And that's even more wild because it's women.
Women's basketball, right? 100%.
It's women's basketball.
I think the second biggest women's card now was Sabrina Ionescu, like her Prism Black
Prism,
Finite or
yeah,
something, and I was like 18
right.
or something like that,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
That's remarkable.
But yeah, I mean the products have been unreal, and like we're looking at like Bowman's best football
Bowman's
this year.
best
and,
football is amazing.
you know,
The singles are selling, right? I mean,
exactly.
and this is completely different than what we've seen historically from select draft picks or Prism draft
Right,
picks
Chronicles
or
draft.
Chronicles draft
Yeah.
and things like that, where it's like, whoa, you know. So it's interesting to see the collegiate stuff actually having some resale value.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. The flip has just been completely. The script has been completely flipped on those collegiate products.
Right. Right. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to having Topps brands back on NFL and NBA products.
Man, Topps Chrome. I'm so bummed.
It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be bonkers. So, let's see.
Jason asked about Onyx.
Onyx, yeah. So, the and this kind of goes to our product sourcing philosophy overall. Jason Scott on Common asked, where have the Onyx breaks been? I haven't seen Onyx in a while. I love Onyx as a product. I think it's a really fun rip. I think it's, I mean, for the price, it's super cheap. For the price, it's fantastic. We responded to demand on that and stopped ordering it. So there have been Onyx products that have come out that we passed on. Ultimately, we were ordering Onyx cases and then not filling them and then eating them, because one thing, Onyx does not sell well in the shop at all. Like it's a fun product as like a player break, but you know, it doesn't sell well in the shop. We don't have people coming and asking for it. So when it stops filling, you know, for brakes, then I just have to stop buying it. So, but you know, if you miss things like Onyx, you know, that's a perfectly great thing to bring up. If I hear from people, hey, what happened to Onyx? Bring back Onyx. Maybe I'll go get one case.
Yeah, see how it goes.
Or 2 cases and see how it goes. But the reality is we were buying 10 or 20 cases, and it got to a point where we were grinding to sell 6.
Right.
And then I was eating the rest of them. So then at that point, it doesn't matter how much I made on the 6 cases that I sold if I have to eat the other 14. So
yeah, but I mean, if you guys, like Ryan said, with Onyx or even some Leaf products, stuff like that, if you guys want to see it and want to break it, for sure, bring it up with us. Ask us about it so we know that that's something that you want.
Yeah. The challenge then is if I get less quantity, then I probably can't get it direct.
Right.
I'm going to have to go buy it through a distributor, pay a little bit more for it. So that was the advantage of being able to buy 10 or 20 cases, is I could call Lance and buy straight from Onyx.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's the joys and the processes of sourcing products, you know, that people want and at a price that people are going to be willing to pay. So, what else we got in questions here?
Jake asked about gift cards and credits. So Jake, we do have real sports cards, gift cards that you can get straight out the website. But that's going to be for in-store or for online, realsportscards.com orders. But we don't have anything set up right now for uncommon credit specifically.
Right.
That's a little bit more of a deep build too, with adding the credit right away and having that all link in.
Yeah. We'd have to add uncommon. So right now the payment processor passes. It's a pass-through. So you'll know we have 2 different channels, right? So just give you a little bit of the inner workings of the system. We are set up a little differently than like Fanatics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like they pay it out, or I think Loop does this too. Like they collect all the payments and then they do payouts, right? We set up our system so it's actually pass through. So when you pay for a Minnesota break, it actually passes through Uncommon and goes directly to Minnesota's PayPal. If you buy into a Wisconsin break, it passes through Uncommon but goes directly to Wisconsin's PayPal account. If we added another dealer to Uncommon, it would pass through directly to them. And so in order to process like credit card, like gift cards and things like that, we'd actually have to set up a third one, which is actual uncommon collecting money, which we haven't done. So, no.
When are you gonna make me move out? It's the next question.
Good question. So we just got done with a nice remodel at the house. We got done with a nice remodel, and I told Emil, man, it'd be, now that we have this remodel done, it'd be nice when I can have my man cave back.
I don't know. Too many people probably don't know that
He lives at the house. Yeah, he lives at the house. So, the house that I bought, 7 years ago, 8 years ago now,
Yeah.
6 years, because it was right before Amberly was born.
Okay.
So 6 years ago, bought a house because it had like an apartment above the garage that we could run the brakes business out of.
Mm-hmm.
And, for 2 years, we ran the brakes business out of the house in that little apartment above the garage.
Yeah. Every break before August of 2020 when we opened the shop was at the house, for those of you guys that remember that, we're back there.
Yep, in that apartment. The nice thing about the apartment is it kind of kept it away from the rest of the house. And so I could have like people come and go for sorting and shipping and not be going through my living room, whatever, right? And then when we moved into the shop here, I'll tell the whole story. So we moved into the shop here, and I brought Emil on full time. I talked Emil into coming on full time.
'Cause I was part-time sorting, shipping,
Part-time,
some like
yeah.
marketing stuff for probably a year and a half, maybe before then.
Yeah, so we're moving into the shop, and I brought Emil on full time to be the retail store manager.
Correct.
Right? So he was our first retail store manager for the shop. And when he told his dad, that he was going to come work for a baseball card company, sell baseball cards full time, his dad basically said, "That's how you're going to waste your life and your degree, your nice business degree that you paid for. If that's how you want to waste your life, then you can't live here anymore."
Yeah, that's not verbatim, but he wasn't too happy.
Yeah.
He wasn't too happy.
And so when Emil decided to come on full time to sell baseball cards, his dad give him the old boot from the house.
Yep. So it worked out perfectly timed well.
I know, it was really convenient. I had this apartment above my garage at the house, and
yep, I moved in.
Yeah. And now his dad's going on trips to Dubai.
Exactly.
With the baseball card company.
Yeah. So it worked out well. He hadn't been too mad about that for a while now.
Yeah. He came around pretty quick after he saw what we were doing.
Yeah.
That was a real business.
How crazy things changed too from, the couple years before we moved in to the year that we moved into the shop, and just how, obviously COVID in there and everything, like we could never expected to be where we're at now with Uncommon and the shop. Like everything kind of just blew up.
Right. Yeah, I mean, today we sell as much in 2 months as we did in the entire 2019.
Yeah.
To put it in perspective, thanks to you guys. So thank you. But that's supported a lot of things. I mean, the shop has been awesome here. If you haven't made a pilgrimage up to the shop, come up.
Tom's shop in Wisconsin.
Don't come up in February. Or I'm supposed to be 50 next week.
Gorgeous. You should come up if you're coming to Minnesota, come this winter. This is literally going to be 50 degrees next Thursday and Friday.
If you come up, we'll take you to a baseball game, something like that in 100%. The summer. Have a little bit of fun.
100%.
So, yeah.
So Ray asked, so going back to PSA, when we were reviewing cards, and then Paul, we'll get back to your question as well. So when we're reviewing cards on PSA, it's not this is going to be a PSA 10, this is going to be a PSA 9 type of review. It's basically just going through, making sure there's no major defects that would, in our opinion, make the card be ungradable. So for instance, if you're submitting vintage cards, they're all going to be, not all going to be beat up, but they're going to be in worse condition. But that doesn't mean that it's not gradable, even if it comes back a PSA 3 for certain cards.
Yeah, I mean, I just got a Hank Aaron back. That's a 2.5. Hank Aaron rookie.
Right.
2.5.
Right.
Like
massive
you can't flag that thing because it's not an 8.
Correct.
Right? Modern stuff, from the stuff that you're submitting from breaks, we're really looking for manufacturer defects, things like that.
Yep.
Damage that happened to the card in the pack out or the production process.
Yep.
Something like that. We're not looking for everything that's gonna make it not be a 10, because like I said, there's plenty of cards that are still worth sending in. We do the wipe down, clean up that surface, everything like that. The only time PSA won't grade something is like if it's like they'll send stuff back. It's usually vintage though. It's usually like miscut or min size or altered, those kinds of things. It's usually vintage.
Yep. And then thoughts on a PSA tracker.
Yeah.
Through the order.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, eventually, I think we evolve into that. The truth is we're a big company, but we're still small from a PSA standpoint. Right now the PSA submission thing is kind of in growth and pilot mode.
Yeah, just launched
as soon as, and the truth is we probably won't make any money on PSA for 6 months. But as soon as we start seeing scale and seeing consistency and volume and stuff like that, then sure, I'll spend the money and invest into having PSA tracking available. PSA does make those APIs available. So we would have to build the software, we could either integrate it, we could probably integrate it into Uncommon or build it into realsportscards.com. But at some point, I think it'll make sense to have that. Did you talk about tracking for breaks at all?
Yeah, so that was in the process of sort of like a Domino's pizza tracker and all that sort of stuff.
Yep. So that's in process. So we know that tracking is important. So coming up in the next couple of months or so.
Yep.
It got pushed out after Blue Diamond Rewards.
Correct.
So we're going to finish Blue Diamond Rewards for the redeeming part of it, and then we're going to work on
a more in-depth shipment tracker for specific breaks.
Yeah, and also that would include attaching the tracking to your order in your Uncommon order history.
Yep. So you don't have to go to the email.
So you don't have to go into your email to find the tracking.
Yep. Yep.
So
for those of you guys asking, we're about 30 minutes from the airport. So then St. Paul, probably about 35-ish. Brian SAS on YouTube. So not too far away from the Minneapolis St. Paul area.
Yeah.
And then Jake Jake's asking about Jake. You should hit me up because we do a couple rip nights with a group of guys. But I'd say the best opportunity for like a live break. Where you can watch and chat and hang out is going to be, I guess you're not going to be in the studio with the breaker, but for like Series 1, we'll be live all day. We'll be broadcasting the breaks on the big screen in the lounge and hanging out with that. That's probably the most likely scenario, at least the next one that we'll be doing.
Yeah. Did you talk at all about the app being downloaded in the App Store?
I told them. I said we were talking about
get rid of the mobile bookmark and download the actual app. All of the upcoming feature builds and everything like that are App Store features.
Notifications, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we've got notifications rolling out, like push notifications. So all the customizable stuff that you can find in notifications is actually going to work. It hasn't been very good for mobile web. On those notifications, but we invested into getting Google or Android and Apple push notifications set, so now you can actually customize it. You can get the notifications specific to your breaks, and then customize the sport. You only want baseball notifications, you can only get baseball notifications. All those kinds of things. It's going to be a lot more effective. So make sure you download the app. And when you download the app, or if you've already downloaded the app, do us a favor and leave us a 5-star review in the App Store. We're a brand new app in the App Store. One of the reasons is we want people to see how much you guys like Uncommon. But also, when you're a brand new store in the app, you're a little bit at risk. Brand new app. Because you could have somebody who knows nothing about breaks, download the app, open it up, be like, I don't get it, and then 1-star review you, which is like a disaster.
Right.
If you don't have already a bunch of 5-star reviews accumulated, right? So if you could show us a little bit of love and give us a little App Store review, that would be awesome. But yeah, all these new features that are going to be rolling out are really App Store downloaded app specific stuff. So make sure you have that.
Brian asked about personal breaks.
Yeah.
And it's something we've thought about a lot actually over the past couple of years almost, and I've thought about doing a full build out on Uncommon with, a specific personal break kind of standalone as well.
Yeah, I mean at this point, so we've done personal breaks. We've done personal breaks before Uncommon when we were just on Facebook. We used to fill the time in between breaks with personals and kind of make it available for people to grab a box of Inception and have us rip it for them or things like that. Like we've done that stuff. We did that a lot to fill in the time in between breaks. We've done it on Uncommon,
Yep.
so it's been really spot specific. And a lot of
Rodney's
times,
saying Tom just did a personal break for him this week.
yeah, I mean it's the non-sport stuff a lot of times, like Star Wars. We've
Yep.
been doing personal boxes or things like that. But we've had somebody reach out and be like, "Hey, I want to buy a case. Like, I want to do a personal case of Bowman Drafts," and we quote them a price, throw it on Uncommon. They can check out the personal case of Bowman Draft right on Uncommon, and then we can break it for them. As far as like doing a break shift where like a breaker is sitting in the studio twiddling their thumbs, doing nothing, sitting around like this is like the whatnot style, right? You're sitting around like waiting for somebody to come and buy a box. I don't see us really doing that at all. Like, you know, the nice thing about the way we do this is when we're live, we're opening stuff, right? It really doesn't make sense to pay Emil to sit for an 8-hour shift and, you know, sell a handful of boxes over the course of the shift. I mean, we actually tried it on Fanatics Live. So if you missed it, we had a channel on Fanatics Live and killed that channel really fast. Like, there's nothing worse on our end either of like sitting there and doing nothing.
Right. But in the meantime, or I guess not in the meantime, but throughout, you know, whenever, if you have a personal box that you want to rip or a case or whatever, you can just shoot us a message, and we can, you know, shoot me a message, and I can, you know, schedule it and make it happen if you're interested in any personals.
The other thing that we're exploring, and we're going to be exploring this as a possible solution for personal boxes, is utilizing TikTok. So we've built a nice little following on TikTok. Actually, you can buy sealed product from us on TikTok. We have our full inventory set up in TikTok Shop. You can buy sealed product and have us ship it to you today on TikTok. A lot of times TikTok is giving coupons. I mean, we've been selling a lot of Stadium Club baseball on TikTok because
20%
people are
off.
getting $20 off a box. That is TikTok money. You know, so we're already selling sealed product on TikTok, and I think you'll see us start to integrate some live on TikTok as well. But we won't be doing loop, and we won't be doing whatnot. At the end of the day, the platforms just don't jive with who we are as a brand. You know, they tend to be ultra gambly, minis, fillers, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I don't need to pay a huge fee to somebody. You know, I mean, I just got to charge more for something if I sell it on Loop or Fanatics Live or whatnot. So we'll try to figure out a way to not have to do that.
Ronnie asked, yes, the app is in the App Store now, so you can go download it now. And Chris, the app should not be opening up in Chrome, so that means you have the web page saved. So you need to go into the App Store or Google Play Store and actually download the app. So
yeah, early on we had people save the mobile web as a bookmark on your desktop. So it looks like an app. Like if you did that early on, it looks like an app. It may look like an app on your phone, but really it's a mobile web bookmark. When we first launched, because we weren't in the App Store. So that one is going to open up in a web browser. You guys can delete that one. Make sure you have your login information, but delete that one and download the App Store version of it to make sure you're getting all the new features. Also, we have had reports of some payment processing issues in the mobile app version that are on the PayPal end, like we can't fix it.
Yeah, or if you're going through like a Facebook link and trying to check out that way,
right?
Then you just have some errors there.
Yeah, if you click on the Facebook link, it's going to take you to the mobile web version, not to the app. And so we've seen people have some checkout errors then also, where in the checkout the PayPal button doesn't even populate. Right. And that's mobile web specific, but it's PayPal specific. So we haven't been able to fix that on our end, but the downloaded app is not having any of those issues.
Yep, and it is quicker than the bookmarked app, 100%. It's going to be more seamless. It's going to get all the features right away. So it's super imperative to download the app. And in terms of, I know I see a couple messages about bugs and stuff like that. If you see something that doesn't look like it's working correctly, then we need to know about it. The nice thing about us owning the app is we can sound the alarms and we can fix those issues. So like the chat box where it kind of cuts off that little last part so you can't necessarily see what you're typing. That's one we know about. That's one that's in process. Brian just talked about on the Apple app, so that happens when you don't close out, like force close out of the app, but where you have that space on the bottom. We know about that.
Yeah, if you leave the app running, in the background and you don't force close it, then the bottom menu bar has been unfixing from the bottom of the screen. That update is rolling out Tuesday.
Correct.
So that's a known bug. And we got that update rolling out on Tuesday.
Right, but for anything else that you guys see or that you just think should be improved, like if you see something like, oh, I wish this worked this way, let us know, because the only way that we can improve the app is by hearing from you guys. And there's already been a plethora of fixes and updates that we've made directly because of collector feedback to us.
Yeah, I mean, we're rolling out updates to the app every 1 to 2 weeks.
Right.
So, we're trying to tackle bugs and those kinds of things instantly, and get them fixed.
Yeah, Chris, shoot me a message on that. I'm kind of curious to see exactly what you're seeing, but like that sort of thing. Like if you shoot us a PM or an email on Facebook, or like I said, email, then we can go from there. And then Zach, the mini video, so the mini player in between apps.
Yeah, I can talk about that.
Yeah.
So right now we use, and you guys probably recognize this, we use YouTube as the embedded video player in Uncommon. The way that YouTube is set up for that is, it actually is a YouTube setting that prevents us from letting the mini player play if you close on Uncommon and go to other apps. That's a YouTube thing that they're blocking us from being able to do. So in short, we aren't going to be able to fix that or change that mini player staying open when you close the app unless we decide to make the investment into going to a dedicated stream that we own and control.
Which is a big
overhaul. It's a heavy lift. That probably is a $300,000 lift to move off of YouTube. We used YouTube because it was a little cheaper and faster to do, but that's prevented us from being able to do that. So
yep.
You can open the mini player, but it won't let us close the Uncommon app and leave the mini player.
Yeah, if you hit the mini player button on the screen, then it does, and you can navigate throughout Uncommon, but you can't go out app to app, unfortunately.
Right.
So, and we kind of touched on this a little bit, but Ryan can dig on this a little bit more. One of the big things that we're working on is an overall improvement in collector interaction and messaging and profiles and stuff like that. So like Rodney's asking about trading, in-app messaging. Jake is asking about chat replies, stuff like that.
Yeah. So you can only do so many things at a time. Right now, the short list for us is launching notifications, which is going to launch Tuesday next week.
Is it fully Tuesday next week?
I'm pretty sure that notifications is ready to go with the bug fixes.
Okay.
I think that's going to be next week. So all of the updated Android and iPhone push notifications and all of that stuff working really, really well. The other thing did you talk at all about the new break format?
I did not. No, that I thought I was getting fired if I talked about that.
Okay. So, these guys are hanging out. We'll get them up to speed. We are going to be launching very soon a brand new break format called Drafted Teams, right?
Yep.
It is. Let me see how we want to explain this without showing it. Essentially, what we've done is we've taken a random team break and improved it. All right. And so here's how this works. It won't be snake drafts. Basically, the transactional side. So when we drop a drafted team break, it will work. It'll look exactly like a random team break.
Yep.
Right. A random team break. Let's just say 30 spots at $99, right? 30 spots at $99. You grab your spots until the break fills up, right? You grab your spots, you check out. Once you check out, it's going to prompt you to put the teams in the order that you would draft them, okay? So kind of like fantasy football, right? You can preset your teams.
Yeah, you're basically building your queue.
You're basically building your draft order of the order that you would pick teams, right? And you can literally use your finger to slide the teams around to get them in the order that you want them to be in. They're going to default to team value order, okay? So you don't have to be perfect. Knowing which teams are the most expensive teams or anything like that. They're going to default to draft to PYT value order, okay? And then you can move them around and ultimately and then you're going to lock your choices in. So everybody has to lock their choices immediately. So you don't have to stick around and wait for somebody to make a pick or anything like that at all, okay? So basically, all 30 people or all 30 spots are gonna have locked in their draft order, and then we'll run the random that assigns the draft order, that tells people when they're picking, and then it auto picks. So it goes to whoever got the first pick and it gives them their first choice. It goes to whoever got the second pick and gives them their highest pick available, right? And so whatever draft pick you end up with, it's going to choose the highest available team on your draft board that you locked in. And so the thing that's really, really cool about this is I think it really, really benefits people. Rodney just said it. People who PC certain teams, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to use Brad Newton or Brian Cassis. You guys know these guys as Mets fans, right? I'll use them as an example. They can buy into this break, and they're Mets fans. Well, they probably still don't want the Mets with the number 1 pick, because maybe they still want like the Orioles or the Diamondbacks or the Angels as their top 3. But if the Mets are like the 15th most valuable team, they could move the Mets up to like number 5, right? And so if they move the Mets from 15 to 5, they're actually 33% out of, so they moved it 10 spots out of 30 spots. They're actually 33% more likely to get their Mets if they don't get a top 5 team.
Yeah, so saying if I'm not getting a top team, I'm getting a team that I actually like
I care
and want
about.
to collect.
Exactly. So instead of just getting like, oh, I didn't get a top 5 team and then I got a whatever team, like they can say, oh, I didn't get a top 5 team, but my next choice was the Mets and I got them, and I actually get them 10 out of 30 more times than I would have otherwise gotten them.
Yep. So it improves the entire random team format unbelievably.
A ton.
Yep.
Also, there's a lot of times where there's like 8 teams or 6 teams that are the same price, right? But maybe the Twins are one of those. I want to make sure that of all of the $65 teams, the Twins are my top one.
Yep.
Or maybe the Twins at 60. I would rather have the Twins at $65 than another team at 85.
Yep.
Right? And I can move the Twins above that team.
Yep.
Right? So we're still going to be running both. Obviously, we'll make an announcement. We'll let you guys know when we're going to drop this style of break for the first time. But it's going to be really easy. It's going to prompt you for everything. You're not going to have to be smart and figure stuff out. Like literally, you're going to hit pay. It's going to pop up the screen with the teams for you to put them in order and hit lock.
Yep.
Done. That's all you have to do. Then we run the random for the draft order, and then the software actually auto drafts the team based on everybody's draft orders that are already locked in.
Yep.
So there's no waiting around for somebody to make a pick or any of that kind of stuff. I think like no one's done this. I think it fundamentally changes like random team breaks.
Yeah.
So I hope that you guys decide the same and that you really like the format. But that's gonna ensure that in a random you get teams that you care about more often.
Yep.
We can't do anything if you get there are going to be people that get the 30th pick.
Right.
There are still going to be people that get the 30th pick in the draft.
And they still might get the
But
Mets.
but the reality is they might not get their last pick.
Right. For sure.
Because somebody in the 28th pick could have moved that team up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Right? So even the 30th draft pick, you might not get
The worst team. Yep.
in the break. And so we've seen this behavior in hit drafts in the past, right? When we have done hit drafts, we haven't done them a ton on Uncommon. We used to do them on Facebook a lot, where like a product like Immaculate, we would open it up and then hit draft the cards, and we'd have to do it in Messenger, and then you're dependent on the person actually being there to make their pick when it's their turn, and everybody's like, this sucks. Where'd they go? Did they fall asleep? I don't know what happened. But also we saw people regularly picking PC cards over more valuable cards.
Correct.
Right? And what that means is that more valuable card falls to the next person or falls to the next person. And so overall, I think almost everyone does better in as far as team assignments.
Yep.
In the drafted teams format than in the random teams format.
100%.
And we're going to put that to the test. We're excited. I'm super excited. I would be in this break constantly.
The best part is even if you didn't care about any of this and you just wanted to buy into a random team break, you buy in, you auto pick.
Yeah, you can auto lock. If you're like, hey, I want to be in this break and I just want the highest value team when it's my draft pick. Yep. And so that, then boom, you just buy in and lock it in the default order.
Yep. So we could see this potentially taking over random team breaks altogether if you guys are feeling like it's better.
Yeah. So Crosscheck just said the problem with that is you have to do it 6 times for 6 spots in the break. You don't actually.
Just one.
You have to do it 1 time for every 3 spots because you can only check out 3 spots in a transaction.
I'm almost positive if you lock your teams and go back for more, then it stays with the initial
same
lock.
draft order. We'll have to check that. And if it's not that, then we probably could default it to that.
I'm almost positive because when you were out, I met with
Steve?
the team, yeah, and when we were going through it, because you can do max 3 spots, you pick your teams. I think when you go back for more, it's still on that same locked team draft.
That would be great. That would be great. So, but yeah, if you do a 3 spotter, you only have to set the order 1 time for all 3 spots.
Yep. I'm gonna make a note to make sure that is how that is.
Yep.
All right. So from there, we got that coming out, and then talk about like collectible
Okay.
files.
Yeah. So we were
and stuff
talking
like
about
that.
the order of new features. So that's a new feature that's coming out. The next one after that is Blue Diamond Rewards, being able to actually transact with Blue Diamond Rewards and have us do drops. We talked about that earlier, and there will be a recording of this so you can go back and watch it. I won't completely explain Blue Diamond Rewards again. Then is order tracking. You know, and now we're in like April. I would say we're in like April, May, into order tracking, where order tracking is actually going to integrate back into your order history in Uncommon. So you got tracking in there. Currently, you just receive an email with tracking. So you'll be able to find it in Uncommon instead of having to go look for that email. It'll be attached to the order. And then after we get order tracking done, we are working on building like a full suite of purely community-based features, like chat rooms, peer-to-peer chat, so like direct messaging, friends lists, collector profiles, so that using Facebook Messenger as an example, it's almost like a Facebook Messenger within Uncommon. So you can add other collectors to your friends list. You can send direct DMs to other collectors. So if somebody hits something in a break that you are interested in buying, you could hit up in PM within Uncommon to try and get a deal done. And then open chat rooms with like discussion points, topics on new releases or any kind of industry chat or any of that kind of stuff. So a lot of community-based features that's probably going to then take the rest of the year, right? So these are it's a lot of stuff, and it's a lot of small things and pieces that are going to evolve into like a really good community experience. We miss the interaction that we had with you guys on Facebook. Even just the silly things like hashtag sorry missed and some of the posts and the debate and the banter, and like we miss some of that. We still get to do it with you in live stream chat. But we want to be able to communicate with you guys when we're not live too, and we want you to be able to communicate with each other and build relationships with each other. So that's really going to round out our product development for the remainder of 2024, after we knock out these low-hanging fruit that we're already have in process.
Yep.
So
What's up, Miller? Gabe in the house now. Who else is still here that hasn't popped in and said hi yet?
So I think I had scroll up on the chat there. I know we're talking a lot, and if we miss your question, feel free to just drop it back in chat again, because the chat keeps rolling, and we're trying to keep track as we go. But we're not skipping questions because we're ignoring questions. But definitely drop that back in there. It's just because we missed it and we didn't want to interrupt what we were already talking about. Big national plans. We'll be rocking the national just like we do every year.
Cleveland, baby.
Cleveland this year. If you want to come hang out in Cleveland with us, we love it when you guys come hang out with us at the National. We got a lounge with couches. You can hang out and sit and relax. Like, there's nowhere to sit in the National. You can come sit and hang out in the Real Sports Cards booth and in the Uncommon booth. So come hang out with us. We like to take you out to dinner, take you out to a ball game, take you out for some adult cocktails, you name it. There's another card show. If you're interested, if you like card shows, Minnesota is having a great card show in April. It's like it's the weekend after Tax Day, right? It's called the MN Card Show. We're going to be set up there in force and hanging out there. That would be and it's going to be a big show. There's a ton of autograph signers already lined up, including Mike Tyson, Vlad Sr., Torrey Hunter, the Sandlot guys, the Mighty Ducks guys, Ricky Henderson. There's a lot of
legit signers, yeah.
Legit signers. The last year was the first year they did this show, and we crushed. The show was phenomenal. Everybody did amazing. And this year it's upgraded in location to the River Center where the Wild play, with even more space. So if you want to travel for a show, consider going to the MN Card Show, and then you can come up, hang out with us, visit the shop, do that whole thing. So.
Let's see, what else did I miss? More Erickson stuff. Cross check. As long as you stay you do have to stay for the whole show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Erickson,
you can't have your wife get
can't
mad
have your
at
wife tell you to go home from the show early.
What's up, Derek Jensen? What's going on, my man? I've been missing breaking more often. I've been able to get some more, some kind of spot appearances here and there. But as of right now, Saturday night has been the main break shift for me. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've kind of taken a pretty big step back from breaking actually over the past couple months, from when we got Andrew going in full force.
Yeah, I mean, and we can talk a little bit about why too. So you're seeing Emil break less. I mean, you were breaking 4 shifts.
Four shifts. Yep.
Four shifts a week, sometimes 5 on like release Friday
days, yeah.
release days, or double shifts or something like that.
Yep.
So you've seen Emil drop from 5 shifts down to 1 or 2, sometimes 2. So he's got the Saturday night shift and sometimes the Friday night new release shift, like tonight.
Yep.
So he'll be live tonight with new release Phoenix football and Donruss basketball.
Correct.
So we hired Andrew on full time. Andrew had been sorting for us, was ready to get out of the grind of construction. A good friend of ours had been helping us with sorting and shipping when we were behind, and is just like a little side thing. I've been spending more and more of my time. Obviously, you don't see me break. My time has, for the last 2 years, has been about 90% uncommon. And building uncommon and all of that, designing it, building it, everything. So 90% uncommon for the last 2 years. And Emil stepped in to start filling a lot of my responsibilities at Real Sports Cards, from like a product sourcing standpoint and inventory management, new release pricing, and a lot of that kind of stuff that he's taken off of my plate so that I could be working on Uncommon. And even that's continued to change. So now I'm in the process of transitioning from 90% Uncommon to, is Steve here today?
I should be here.
Grab Steve. Steve, are you watching? We hired Steve, man, when did Steve start?
Steve, you in here?
Hey, come in here, and let's introduce you.
All right.
You can
head to the green screen.
You can just pull that green screen back a little bit.
Out of the camera.
There he is.
Hey.
There he is. Everybody, welcome, Steve. Steve, when did you start with us officially?
Last year in June.
June?
Oh, has it been that long
It's
already?
been like six months.
Yeah.
So Steve started with us.
Steve, the software guy. Hi.
Yeah. Steve started with us full time officially about 6 or 7 months ago. He actually had been working with the company that we were contracting to build Uncommon prior to that, and we got to steal him away. Steve has really taken over a lot of the product management side, all of the product management side of Uncommon. So he's managing all these new features that we were talking with you about today, the pipeline of features, managing bug fixes, managing our relationship with the software company that does all of the work. So Steve's taking that off of my plate, so that I can start working on our next project, which we're going to be kicking off here in the next month, which is vending machines. So we sourced some trading card specific vending machines that are different. They're different than most vending machines that you would see. And we're going to be rolling those out here in the next month. They have arrived in the US and they are shipping to us next week. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time on the vending machine project here in the Twin Cities. So we kind of have a pilot program with 50 vending machines that we're going to place around the Twin Cities area. And you know, they're kind of cool. A little bit of tech in them. You know, nowadays it's all, you know, phone or tap or chip payments.
No quarters.
No, no cash, no quarters, none of that kind of stuff. So we're gonna be rolling out vending machines to a bunch of different kinds of locations in the next few months. So that'll be fun. No, you can't get a vending machine in your house. Had a couple of people show up and be like, "Ooh, how do I get a vending machine at my house?"
Right, seriously.
Yeah, no, not gonna do that. But so that's gonna be the next project that I'm working on as I continue to work with Emil on real sports card stuff and Steve on common stuff. So kind of a fun next step, but we'll keep cranking. So, yeah. What else do we have for questions? Advice on how we organize baseball. Do we keep all first Bowmans together? Best way to keep up with who's hot and who's not? Man,
Watch breaks.
man, honestly, watching breaks is the best way to keep up with who's hot and who's not, because breakers, like educated breakers, should be talking about that constantly, nonstop, right? As far as organizing, man, one thing I tell people is there's no wrong way to collect, and how you collect influences how you stash, right? And how you organize. So, like, some people just rookie chase, some people first Bowman chase, and so those people are going to organize to that. Some people team chase, and so they're going to organize by team. Some people set build, so they're going to organize by product. So there's really no best way. There's one cool app. This isn't an official endorsement because I haven't used it for my own collection. I've played around with it a little bit, but the Collects app is kind of cool. I don't think 100% of their features work exactly right or are perfect, but neither do uncommons. So that's not a diss. Like, I get it. You know, we're in the software business. We get it. But Collects, COLLX, is kind of a cool app where you can scan a card. They've got a card database, an image database. So you can scan a card with your phone. It discovers what that card is based from its database. And then you can add that card to your inventory or to your collection within the Collects app. They do things like try to tell you the value, and this is where I think it's just tough, but they try to tell you value of that card and things like that, which it's always, comps are difficult. Like, there's no perfect way to comp things. You know, looking at eBay comps or 130point.com or whatever. But they try and they probably get you into the ballpark on a lot of stuff, especially if there are enough comps to draw some actually conclusions to the data. So that's one that's kind of a cool app. We've played with it a little bit. We've actually played with it a little bit in our PSA submission process. You know, instead of us having to research and identify a card, especially for older cards. Like, obviously, if we're breaking Stadium Club, we know it's Stadium Club. Right? But, you know, when people submit a card, an insert card from the 90s, and we're not 100% sure where it came from, you can scan it with the Collects app, and it'll pop up, tell you exactly what the card is, which is kind of cool.
Right.
So.
Cool.
C Cracker, who's that?
That's Christian.
Christian said it would be cool to get them in MLB stadiums. I think it's the vending machines. I think it might be a little bit of time before we can get them into MLB stadiums. But we do have a relationship with the St. Paul Saints, and we're going to be talking to them soon. We got a meeting with them next week about the possibility of maybe getting some vending machines into CHS Field. So be kind of a fun start.
Cool.
So
All right, we're gonna do this thing once a week now, or what's the plan with the Q&As? What do you guys think?
maybe. I think we need to do this more regularly.
Correct.
It's been too long since we've done a Q&A. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you feel like you got some valuable information out of it.
Again, if you missed some stuff like Chris, I know you asked about Topps Chrome basketball, football. We did cover that earlier. So the video will stay live on YouTube, on Uncommon, or YouTube, Facebook, everything.
Yep. So one quick question we'll answer for Farju87 on Uncommon. If you're in a break and you don't hit a card, what happens? So we ship something for every spot. So if you're, some products like Topps Chrome Black, 4 cards in a 5 cards in a pack.
3 base and an autos 4.
4 cards in a pack for Topps Chrome Black. An entire case only has 48 cards, and there's 30 teams. That's a product where there's a chance that you don't get a card for your team from that break. In the event that something like that happens, we ship out skunk packs. So we do have packs that we keep with our sorting and shipping team. It's different products, a mix of products. It's not going to be Topps Chrome Black because it's
$100 pack.
It's $100 pack, but we do ship something for every spot that you buy, because we think that getting nothing for your money is kind of a lousy experience. So we want you to get a mail day, and we can't tell you what's in that pack, but at least you got a shot at something. So, hopefully that's better than getting no cards in the break. So
Jake, Steve, we could have Steve sitting in one of these Q&A sessions as well.
Yeah, happy to.
For just a more uncommon focused Q&A session. So we can look at doing that sometime in the next couple weeks or something like that.
Gabe asked, can I send you guys cards to submit to PSA, or do it has to be from a break? Absolutely. You can absolutely mail us cards. In Uncommon, at the top of Uncommon, in the video carousel, there is a PSA video there that talks about PSA. If you click on that video, it gives you all the instructions. It gives you a link to our website and all the instructions for how to send in a mail-in order for PSA for a grading submission.
Yep.
So
and the submission is the same. It's the same process.
We want those. That's one of the things that helps us get the volume to be able to send in these bulk submissions, as if one person sends in 20 cards or 30 cards or whatever like that. So absolutely, please send us your mail-in submissions. For mail-in submissions, so when you hit a card in a break, it's a $25 submission for that bulk service level, because we build in a review of the card. Since you can't actually see the card in person, we build in the review, so it's $25. If you do a mail-in submission, you can still do $25 for us to review. But if you are confident in your own review skills and your own card prep skills and everything like that, you can also choose no review if you mail it in, and that submits at a $21 service level. Mm-hmm. So you can, if you mail it in, save yourself $4 by prepping and doing all of the stuff yourself. For the submissions.
Yep. And Brian asked, probably a good one for Steve while he's still here too, Apple or Google Pay integration.
Yeah, so we looked into that. Yeah. So we did look into Apple Pay and Google Pay as an option. And at this point, it's not quite feasible from a technology standpoint for us. If we get a really, really crazy amount of demand, for a while we looked into it because we were having some issues with PayPal, right? I mean, at the end of the day, like we were having some inconsistency things with PayPal and Venmo on mobile web, and so we looked into Apple Pay. It's a reasonably heavy lift. It wouldn't be a cheap integration for us to do, but with the downloaded app version in the Google Play Store and in the App Store, we haven't been having those same issues with the PayPal checkout.
Right.
So it kind of has lowered our
The urgency.
urgency on Apple Pay and Google Pay. So
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Al, I'm not that short. I'm not that short. Cafeteria, we will have a big Series 1 release day, so nothing announced or official as of yet, but we just placed our orders. I was talking earlier, the product looks amazing. The rookie class looks stacked. We'll have a big Series 1 release day, both in-store and on Uncommon, so stay tuned for more info on that.
yeah, Series 1
It's
is
gonna be a
looking
big
fun.
one.
Like there's a couple of things, like new things in Series 1 that I really like.
Yep.
The team color
Yep.
parallels
The full
and
bleed.
the full bleed.
Yep.
Short prints.
Gold mirrors are back.
Golden mirrors are back. They're tougher to hit, so
Yep.
it'll be interesting to see if that affects their value.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that'll be interesting.
100%.
Farju asked, can the breaker credit be universal between stores? So we actually have two different kinds of credit on the Uncommon platform. Actually, this is good to talk about because some people might have credit in their accounts and not even realize it. There's two different kinds of credit on Uncommon. There's Uncommon credit, which is platform credit. So if you think of Uncommon as a different company, which it is, like Uncommon has its own credit that it can do for promotions and things like that, right? And then there is channel credit. And the reason there's channel credit is because when you buy into a Minnesota break, it pays the money to a Minnesota, like to our account. When you buy into a Wisconsin break, which is a different channel, it actually pays the money there. So like if Minnesota wants to issue credit, it actually comes out of our pocket, not out of Tom's pocket and Wisconsin's pocket. So like I can't issue $50 worth of Minnesota credit and then have you use it on Wisconsin break, because that technically like makes $50 for me that gets spent on a Tom break or on a Wisconsin break, right? And so ultimately Uncommon is built. The reason we have multiple channels, one of the reasons is because it is built to host other dealers. Long term or, down the road, we did design the platform so we could bring on another company as a channel. And then it would work the exact same way where, they have their own payments that they receive, and then they can issue credit to their own collectors as well. So that's why you can't use Minnesota credit for a Wisconsin break, but you can use Uncommon credit for either one. Now in December. Like December 1st, around there, we actually did a huge Uncommon credit promotion where we issued over 50 grand worth of Uncommon credit to accounts on Uncommon, ranging from $5 to $100. Did we go up to
Something like that. I think
100?
it was 100,
So from $5 to $100. So now, if you're new since December 1st, you missed that one, but maybe we do it again. But if you had an account, then we issued credit. Now, there's one thing that is different to understand that I want to make sure everybody knows. When you have channel credit, Minnesota credit, Real Sports Cards Minnesota or Real Sports Cards Wisconsin credit, when you buy into that channel's break, it automatically applies that credit. If you have Uncommon credit, you actually have to hit apply credits in the checkout process to use that credit. you can go into your account on Uncommon and view your credit balances. And so I would encourage you, if you didn't realize it or didn't think about it or anything like that, I would encourage everyone to go check out your credit balances. You may have Uncommon credit in your account. We would love for you to use that. And all you have to do is hit the apply credits button at checkout, and it will apply that Uncommon credit. Why do we do that? We make you hit a button to apply Uncommon credits so you can choose which channel you want to use Uncommon credit for. Okay, so every account that was active got
in December.
On December 1st.
Yep.
Was issued, somewhere between $5 and $100 worth of credit.
Yep.
So yeah. But there's a lot of outstanding. The reason I bring that up is we issued out over 50 grand in break credit, and this is just a give back, guys. This is we just wanted to give some back to what you guys send our way, and a lot of it's unused, right? So
A lot of it's still unused. So make sure you have it, or make sure you use it if you still got it.
Yep. See there's a perfect example. On Facebook, Gabe said, I just checked and I have credits. I didn't even know that I had it. So there's a perfect example of at least one person who didn't know that they had it. So we did send out an email. We did an email campaign. So when we sent out the free break credit for everybody on December 1st or so, we also sent out an email to everybody. So make sure that you have enabled emails from us in your email box, so those aren't going to spam or junk and things like that, so that when we give you free money, that you know about it.
Don't mind me. I'm teasing another Phoenix football break.
Oh, you're posting another football break? Oh,
If you're looking for some more Phoenix football, pick your teams. We got another one coming up.
is filling too quickly?
We'll drop it at 11:30. Give everyone some time to jump in.
Number 3. Where's number 2?
It's already full.
Already full?
Already full. All right. What do you think?
We did already discuss Blue Diamond rewards, and there will be a recording of this video archived here. So we won't completely do the Blue Diamond rewards all over again. Did you talk about a little bit of things like canceled breaks?
I did not. No.
Okay, a couple things. So we already talked about when and how you're going to be able to spend Blue Diamond rewards. So I'm not going to do that, but there are a couple of unique things about Blue Diamond rewards that I want to make sure you guys know about. One of those is if you buy into a break and that break is canceled, and we refund the payment for that break, you get to keep your Blue Diamond rewards. And so there's a reason for that. We don't want you to wait to buy in to see if it's going to fill. So it's kind of a little bit of an incentive. Obviously, most of our breaks fill. Over like 95% of our breaks fill. Like, we cancel very few breaks. It's kind of an outlier case. But don't wait to buy in to see if it's going to fill. There's actually a benefit for buying in even if it gets canceled.
Yep.
And that is, if you buy in and it gets canceled, you get to keep the Blue Diamond rewards as a little thank you for showing us a little love and grabbing a spot in that break, even though that break didn't go. Okay, so that's one little unique perk. Another one is closing breaks, right? So on our pick your team breaks, you'll very often see a close break button. If you close a break, you get double diamonds. So if you didn't already know about that, that's something something good to kind of keep in your back pocket as you're watching a break get closer to filling and things like that. If you actually close the break, you automatically get double diamonds on that break. So kind of another little twist to the Blue Diamonds program from the earning side of things, and how you can kind of game it a little bit to boost those diamonds so that you're ready when it's time to use them.
All right. What do you think? Good time to call it at that?
I think
Been
so.
live for a
That's
while.
2 hours.
Not too bad.
I still don't have a TV on my wall at home, but that's a lot of Q&A. Probably because it's been a while since we've done it. We may not have gotten to everything. We appreciate you guys. We'll try to make this a little bit more regular as it's been a little while since we've done it. But in the meantime, if you guys have questions, concerns, problems, bugs, things that you find, hit us up directly. The
send 'em my
easiest
way.
way to do that currently is Facebook Messenger. If you are new to Uncommon, you're not in our Facebook group, jump in our Facebook group. There's information that happens there also,
Yep.
but it's also a really easy way to get a hold of us.
Yep. You can also, if you're on Instagram or Twitter, send us that. Or if you want to send me a personal email, it's just emil@realsportscards.com. EMIL, realsportscards1word.com. So you can reach me directly there, and it's just easy enough to do that if you're not on Facebook. So
Yep, bingo. Awesome.
Perfect.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
thanks, guys.